finished setting up, and I was able to get some writing done, if only for a few minutes. Now I want to relax before I go to bed and play some games. I rolled dice to see if I'd play Zelda or Mary Skelter, and well, you know what I rolled. Maybe I'll watch some manga or read some anime before going to bed. Why is the left joystick so jittery, but the right joystick seems perfectly fine? As long as it doesn't affect the game. Here, I meant to enable the mini guardians from spawning now, but this fire thingy is not gonna be lit anymore, and I don't feel like wasting a thingy, so looks like that's gonna have to wait until after the next campfire. Oops. Up, up, down, left, right. Ow. I don't think that was worth it. Maybe there's some keys here. What should I get? I think I want more stamina. Just full on stamina. What the heck is up with that pose? Okay, that pose looks really awkward.
Ho!
Yeah, since they replaced the jump attack with a double jump, activating the paraglider and then doing a plunging attack from there becomes your only real guaranteed way of doing an actual aerial attack now. Which is a lot of steps for a jump attack.
Well done there, young one.
Man, I never realized during my
New
first
Calamity
playthrough
Ganon.
how long this cutscene is. It's literally 3
That
cutscenes
princess was my own daughter.
played back to back. That's so strange. And then it ends with him just talking with a grunt and no more voice acting. So awkward. And with that, we're free. We jump high enough that we can just immediately activate the paraglider from wherever we jump, and we can just activate the bow. Quick time. Very strange, I'd say. But the bow slow motion thingy isn't entirely free anyway. It comes with a cost to use. I meant to beat up the stone talus so I could get lots of money to start off with. Oh well, I'll come across another one and cut on en route to Kakariko. Speaking of, do I want to try yeah, I'll go to Kakariko first this time around. As much as I love me my horses. Where the heck? Oh, boy, hi Nox. Whip sword. Very nice. Why, that's good. Why, that's very good. Getting some lag. Hopefully that's just cause my computer sucks and not cause the game's gonna crash. Here comes the DLC. Genshin's camera is actually pretty zoomed in compared to when you compare it to Zelda. Another reason why it's so much more nice to play this game while moving the camera around a lot. Oh my. Oh wow, you guys have more health. Okay. Fall damage doesn't really matter anymore now, doesn't it? I can solve this puzzle so easily now. Okay, still pretty hard to get. Come on. Mother fricker. You got Nintendo, you did this on purpose. Come on. Why isn't the prompt showing up? Fuck this puzzle. Another one in the rubber set. I'll have the whole set. A fellow traveler.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Ah. Oh. Ah. Oh.
What? Huh, I don't remember having the maid set installed. Oops. I'll buy a bundle.
Eh.
Party truffles, heck yeah. And I didn't know you could buy them off this guy. I mean, I guess that makes enough sense, so you can get them immediately. Once you get out of the plateau. But wow, weird. Plus, can't put everything on the ancient oven. I hate tablets. And there's no way to disable them or anything. Like, why? Why does Dark Army Resurrection insist on the tablets? Didn't need to. Kinda makes me feel like I'm playing Tower of Fantasy with the double jump. It's a strange concept to think about.
Goes into your neck. So we'll come back to the enclosed helmet in a minute. The reason that I like the Norman nasal is because of that armor angling. You really can't get hit right in the center of the helmet. Everything deflects. It's like a bat phone. It's just here.
We are ready to hit.
Sure, but it's going to deflect a little bit. So I want to at least put on a gorget or something. So
Fine.
okay.
I heard we were hitting things.
Go, son. Go.
You never can do anything with the Vector Corbin!
No. That'll kill him. That will kill him. Go. Go, son.
It's still really cool. Can I have a look at least?
If I get hit,
Okay, so let's actually test this with some safe weapons.
yeah.
So you can see it deflects quite well, but if you take a look at this is going to hurt. Let's give this a test, and you'll see how much the blows that way.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, what would happen from it.
I'm very happy there will be more enemy variety
But how much blows
in the
just
second game.
apparently stop or deflect? Let's find out.
Let's give it a go.
Wrapped it up. Okay.
That was fun.
As great as this game is, it really has a lot it can improve on.
But time to talk about this. So
And
we
by
can
the
throw
looks
this
of
back on
things,
now.
the
It's not
second
built
game
to
is
hit
indeed
me.
just straight up
Okay.
improving
I'm going to throw this back on to
everything.
explain a couple of things about
Bigger
breathing
map,
and talking. So,
more enemies,
when I
more
throw this
customization
close on,
options,
you hear
just
that my voice
more everything.
is a lot different, but it's harder for you to be heard. Vision is
I
great,
wonder
and breathing, as
what
you can
it'll
see,
remove, if
with
it'll
that little
remove
bit of
anything,
protrusion, especially
or if
against
it'll
something like the
change
Sun Blue
anything.
helmet, which is right up against your face,
Most importantly,
is really
the
he's putting on a helmet. Ladies and
all-popular
gentlemen, zoom in.
durability system. The ever-popular durability.
So especially, it smells like steel. It does. Especially compared to the Sun Blue helmet, which is right up against your face. They're just hard to breathe in. They heat up quite well. Now, compared to the Italio Norman or the Ciclio Norman helmet, I'm always wondering like where Tyrant is. It just appears behind me randomly. You're cool. So as I was saying, you can breathe a little easier out of this because of that build, the hole, the opening and build. Now this was worn with a male coif, but I think what we'll do is we'll get some large swords. I'll wear a few different helmets, and he's so ready to hit me, and then you can try to stab me up into the face.
Deals, discounts.
Hit me, and then you can try to stab me up into the face with laugh swords. So let's give that one a shot. This doesn't fit. Oh well, the deal is you have to stab me in the throat.
Yes, that's quite easy.
So we're going to see if you can stab me in the throat while I'm kind of blinded. I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to properly defend. I'm just going to do this, and you just need to find that opening and go.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously, nasal helmets, if you don't defend, that weak point is very exposed. Now, this is really close to the face. The question is, if I'm just doing this,
Right.
can you get up and into the throat? I feel like that might have stopped. That might have been stopped. I mean, he's stabbing me here, but I'm not feeling like it's quite going up in there. There we go. So how many shots did that actually take?
Well, I mean, I actually tried on that one.
Okay, so what, you're getting that as one?
Yeah.
We'll try this Xilio or Italio. Metatron, you can correct me on this if you want. This Norman helmet. So as you can see, you can now hear me a lot clearer, and I can breathe a lot easier. I'm not feeling like my breath is heating up the helmet. But the problem is that this is probably going to be far easier. Like test shot, no defense, far easier to get up and in. This was worn with a male coif, but still, if I just start, this is just a pendulum defense. How many more of these shots are getting up and in? Well, that one hit the helmet.
Yeah.
How many more shots of these are getting up and in to the helmet?
He said to do it.
Alright, so again, you don't really need to be such a back shot to get a shot in underneath this. Hence why they wore mail underneath these. Now the enclosed helm actually moved on to become the Great Helm, but before then we had one of my favourite helms, which is the Kettle Helm. These things were worn usually by the lower class. They are great. Let me show you why. With a simple bit of padding, you throw this on, and you are really well protected. And admittedly, it's a great sun hat on a day like today. But your vision is completely unimpaired, maybe with the exception of the tiniest little bit from above. But that's protective. As well, you have no problem breathing, you have no problem yelling or listening for commands. The great thing about this brim is how much protection it gives you. If you have a shot coming into the face, you can tilt down and it gets stopped by the brim. And it is a natural human reaction to tilt to get out of the way of things, flinch. If you have shots that are coming down like raining arrows, blackening the sky with arrows, you can tuck in with a pair of gauntlets and you have a shield all the way around. Plus, these are great versus cavalry because anyone that is on a horseback is swinging down, which means you are now almost completely covered without doing really anything. The only problem is when you get hit, it kind of sounds like a cymbal. Sometimes. Wasn't ready for that one. So, by just tilting down, it's really, really helping and protecting my face, admittedly blinding me, and it would be more of a reactionary thing, but it shows the extra protection these can have if you really, really need it in the last second. Yeah, it really does ring. But if you can hear, it means you're alive, which is great. Now, speaking of great, let's finally move on to great helms.
Yes, I am ready. I am so ready for this.
You just want to smack me upside the face all day, don't you?
I don't even want to damage this beautiful little thing.
Good, because that's an expensive one. A great helm wasn't just worn by itself. You'll notice, if we take a look at these ones, which are called Sugarloafs, they're quite a bit bigger
Oh, isn't
than
this
this,
funny?
because this was designed to be worn individually, whereas this is a bit more historically accurate, not in design, but in size. And the reason being, because you would actually wear
Nice.
a padded coif, a chain coif, and then a
It's definitely a bit harder to aim your jumps now, especially since
which is a
the
close
trajectory of your
skull
jumps
cap,
are still fixed.
which is
You
worn
can't change your
underneath the
momentum
helmet, so
because
you
you're
can
not
take off that
Mario.
giant helmet. You're still really well
Physics.
protected, and you
You
kind of want that
can't
much
just change
padding
your
on the inside of
trajectory
these things.
midair. That
If you
literally
don't,
doesn't
when you wear them,
happen in real
they
life.
can quite easily spin around.
Granted, with how high Link
Nah,
can
not
jump
when the
now
thing
in
is
Dark
sideways
Army
on my head. No,
Resurrection,
that would be
it
dangerous.
hardly makes sense
But
for
you
her to
can,
be
and it has happened
following
before. You get hit.
the
They
laws of
tilt and they
physics
spin. So
anymore.
when you're wearing a great helm, you really want to have lots of padding. Though the more padding, more heat.
But
And the
regardless, the
harder
game
it
is
is
the
to
game.
be heard.
That is, because it's the game. And the
And with
game
the
is the game.
Sugarloaf specifically, which this one isn't a completely historical design, you'll notice we've got the same problem that we had before when we were talking about the murder helm. This has a nice tilted crest, so when you get hit, it deflects off your shoulders, it deflects off, you barely even feel it. I have seen people take two-handed axes to these helmets, and it kind of just stops. So as beautiful as these helmets are, and as funny as they are in the memes, for adventurers, this one's probably a bit better. Something that's really important with having your field of vision blocked off is not necessarily seeing down, as you've seen when we keep throwing helmets on your head, which I hope you like, by the way. But it's being able to see left and right down behind you. So I'm going to jump ahead just a smidge. But with a helmet like this, you'll notice that the vision goes backwards, a little left and right. But being able to see down on both sides means when you look behind you, you look down and to the left and down and to the right. You don't look up. So having peripheral vision that goes beyond what you can normally see without really stretching is much more important than being able to look up and down. And something else that great helmets have is the all-A, or the fabric ring around the head, as well as the crest with feathers and horns and bulls and all sorts of decorative stuff. I think that's enough of talk. You just have a sixth sense for this. I think that's enough of talking about the helmets. How about we hit them a little bit and see how they hold up?
I don't want to hit that one. I love that one too much.
I'll hit that one then.
Fine. In this case, if you're very gentle, I will allow it.
The nerve of this guy, let me hit him. So I think we've shown that these are pretty great. But these helmets did kind of evolve into the bassinet, which doesn't look really like much. But all that padding now being stitched in, as well as you see these little hinge points, were specifically designed to have a chain aventail that sits around the shoulders like a gorget. It comes right up under your throat. And then, for the piece de resistance of these, you had detachable and detachable visors. Three of the most popular ones are the clap visor, which is just a great all-round visor that can either tilt up, or depending on how it's attached, tilt sideways, we'll get to that, as well as the hound skull with the pointed nose. Put one of those on. It is fairly hard to see in them, but you still feel really, really protected. And lastly is the Griffin. Now, the Griffin style visor, he is argued amongst historians saying that it's not quite historical. There's a lot of HMV fighters that love using it, and with good reason. The thing is gorgeous. But there are quite a few people who are arguing that it's not as historical as what everyone is making it out to be. But the design is kind of used quite a bit, especially in fantasy and for adventures, just because it's gorgeous, it's mean looking, I love it. Something that's great about the bassinets is they have really good back protection. A lot of them are ridged with this armor angling, and you can see and breathe completely clearly out of this. Whilst when having the Aventail, you are encased in chain with everything but your face. You put a nasal on it, which is historical, and you are all but completely protected against everything, maybe with the exception of direct stabs. Now with the visors specifically, you'll notice on some of these images that they can be hinged at the top so that you can lift them up, but at the same time some of them are not only hinged here at the sides with pivots, like we'll show you in a couple of other helmets, to lift the whole visor in one go, but those vertical hinges have pins through them that are also horizontal hinges, so you can open the helmet almost any way you really want. It just takes whatever design you're after, and this is all historical. We've got helmets with all of these types of hinges and pins and rivets and all sorts of stuff because, well, engineering is amazing, and having so many visor options also means that if, as an adventurer, you and your D&D party decide to go 100% murder hobo, you swap between visors, town guards, you never know. So I think we know what's going to happen when we hit this, but for the sake of completion, we should probably give it a few bashes. We're
He's
tyrants
pretty
go.
good, I guess. Force burst.
Okay, so let's try this one.
Oh, what is this? Monty Python? What is this?
Your father was a hamster and your mother smelled of elderberry! Now moving a little out of the medieval period and into the Renaissance, we have Barbute helm. This is gorgeous. It's not my favourite helm, but it is mean looking. These weren't always shaped like this. This is a little fantasy,
Fine.
but sometimes they had what they call the T-shaped barbute or the T-faced barbute, where the side cheeks would really hug the side of the face. So when you put it on, it is quite form-fitting, and on a T-barbute, these parts would come down about here. In fact, I don't have a T-barbute here. I've got one in the studio, so we'll put one on you to see what you think. Now let me put this down, because, hey! Tyrant left me a sword. Again, these are great with the exception of not really being able to see. So from back here, you're going to be able to see most everything I do. But if I get really sneaky and I get right up close to you and I go to swing, you can probably see what's going to happen because you know where my shoulder is. But if we change that to
Free
stab
speed.
halfway through and you lift up
One
the visor,
strap kinda
it's
sucks.
no longer back here as
But
part
that's
of big
fine.
swing. It's
Horses
swapped
aren't
halfway
meant for
through
battle.
and stabbed. So you could be ready to do something and you're already hit. There are some disadvantages to it, but like I said earlier, all you have to do is just keep moving your head, and as an adventurer, you're perfectly fine with those blind spots. Plus, with the barbute, you can breathe really freely, and all of that heat doesn't build up. They really are great. But speaking of probably the worst vision for a fighter on foot, is the frog mount helmet. Now, as you can see, you have really good peripheral vision in a frog mount helmet, but you can't see anything below here. In fact, I could be wearing a tutu, but you wouldn't even be able to tell. But as Metatron was talking about a little while ago, this is a great helmet for horseback. Oh, it almost doesn't matter what is hitting you, you've got hardly any chance of being hit by anything. And if something really dangerous is approaching towards your face, like a stab of a lance or something, just tilt. Like I said, when you get to foot, bit of a different story, but you're still virtually impenetrable in this. Almost. Now, before we get to the very end of the table, I want to talk about the Italian Sallet. Well, actually, I want to talk about the German evolution from the Italian Sallet, because the Italian Sallet did start kind of like a bassinet with a bit more curl to the neck. By the time the Germans got to it, they lifted the helmet to really protect the neck with a lot of articulation, a lot of flexibility, and a visor from the top of the head, leavking the bottom of the face completely
Not bad.
exposed.
As far as
Seems like a
pressure
bad
is
idea,
concerned.
but it gives troops the ability to breathe really freely and yell and be heard by everyone else. And if they needed protection here for whatever reason, there was a bevel that they could add to the entire thing, basically encasing your entire head in steel with nothing but a small slit to see out of and enough breathing capabilities for airflow. Really, really gorgeous design that was used by the German knights. But we get to the peak of the knightly helmets when we've got knights shining armor, which is where we get closed helmets and the armets. And a shot. Hey, shot.
I totally have to join you for this part
That's
because
fair
I
enough.
love the... What have you got there, Tarek?
Smoothie.
If I wasn't allowed to take it, you're not allowed to take it. Put it down. Nah,
Everyone is stealing barrel helmets.
because it's so cool.
Well, you're not wrong.
But speaking of cool helmets,
Yes.
the late stage of late medieval stage of helmets.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why I want to join you on this is this interesting piece
Yes.
right here.
Now, it's a bit ahistorical.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about because this design comes up a decent amount here and there. It existed before the video game For Honor, but For Honor grabbed the design and has made it very, very prominent.
And it's very, very popular in the LARP community. There are a lot of people that are heavily armored in LARP that just go for this helmet.
Because it looks so
It
cool.
does. It actually, I thought about buying it myself. Then I looked at the steel that it's made out of, and it won't work for what I did.
Exactly.
Buy.
So the interesting element, it's a bit ahistorical, a bit of a mishmash. It's not to say a helmet like this couldn't appear not in the medieval period, but the most historical part about it is actually the barboot underneath.
Yes, and as I just discussed, we've got lots of different types of barboots where you've got little visors like this, or they come right in close to the face. Or
Yeah.
the T-barbute.
That's my favourite barbute, the T-barbutes. I just love it. And so matching it with this type of visor is a bit ahistorical.
It is, but it almost seems to take a section of history and melt it together.
Yes.
Because you go and take a look at the bassinets, like we just talked about, with the different visors that you had on them. This is kind of close to the Griffin visor, and it's also close in regards that it has hinges and pins, so it looks like you'll be able to take off the plate and just have an open face helm.
Exactly,
So-
multifunctional.
Exactly, but when you take a look at the different styles of design, you have the center crest that goes all the way back in history to the Roman design, and it almost seems to sit side by side with an armet or the closed helmet. I just think visually, it looks like it's from the later period of medieval history.
The helmet I'm currently holding is called the Visor Barboot, but as Nate mentioned before, there's much closer historical examples of this style of visor that match with the bassinets, like the Griffin helmet that he mentioned, as well as a couple of others that you can find online that are based off of medieval art.
And there's a couple of interesting things that I noticed about this as well, is that if this did appear historically, even in this design, there's going to be some subtle but important changes. This one has been made to basically be used in LARP and other things like that. And one of the things that they've adapted to make it more LARP friendly is the eye slits are much bigger than what you would usually find.
Yes.
If this appeared historically, they're going to be much thinner. Now, it does work. Like, being as big as this, when you put this on, your field of vision is actually quite impressive.
I haven't tried. I might.
You want to give this a go?
I think I'll steal that for a moment. Now I've put this on as a barbute. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Like, that's not bad.
Also, like, you look at history, I'm sure you're going to find helmets that actually have wider eye slits, because even though it's not as protective as it could be, it's more protective if it didn't have a visor at all.
It is, absolutely. And you've got helmets without eye slits.
Exactly.
Completely. As we were discussing before, it makes your field of vision a lot better, it allows you to breathe, and it allows you to not heat up inside the helmet with breath.
Yes, yeah. And the ventilation is surprisingly good. So,
I like that it's lifted off the nose.
yes.
I really like
Well,
that.
do you see the profile, how it comes out to give more room for the nose, which actually gives it a very cool.
That's what I was going to say, it makes it look meaner. It's great.
Yeah. If we were to go to strict historical accuracy, my favourite fully accurate helmet is the Armet.
Which, you actually don't have an armet here. You do have a closed helmet.
That's what's really interesting. I'm actually not a full expert in helmets, and Nate was able to inform me this isn't strictly an armet,
No.
even though it has the profile that you usually associate with them.
Which armets and closed helmets, which not to be confused with an enclosed helmet. Historians love naming stuff so confusingly.
Yes.
But a closed helmet, meaning it closes on your face, is all around one pivot point. So the visor, the main part of the bevel, the neck, all just come off from one
pivot point.
Whereas on an armet, this will happen, but you'll also have hinges at the back of the neck that all open up.
And it closes around, doesn't it? Like right on the chin.
It does. It all closes really, really tight. So they've called one that closes really
Sure.
tight the armets, and the one that doesn't close. It's not confusing at all. But I do love these. These are just it's the knight in shining armor. So I pretty much finished talking about helmets. Your timing is perfect. I was only going to bring up one more quick point, which is for adventurers something that I've found in 20 or so years of fighting. Is this. Now this is a suspension rig. It's not usually talked about, but suspension rigs I've found are much more amazing than using a padded arming cap or a padded coif.
Because this has a special rig in it as well.
It does, which I really like. And the reason being is because if you're wearing a padded coif, then it's steel, padding, and your head. So when you get hit, it is still straight against your head. And with no hair, you really feel it. But whereas this, the reason it's called the suspension rig is it actually hovers the helmet off your head. So you're never getting directly struck because there's this suspension of air between the leather and the string holding the helmet off your head. You feel it a lot less.
And then, if you want, you actually wear a coif with it. Yes, because that's what I do with this helmet. This helmet is actually too big in circumference and it sits too low without a coif. But because it's got the suspension rig and the coif,
Whoa, how
it becomes
annoying.
really comfortable.
How am I gonna get back
and
up?
very snug. And then as soon as you strap this baby underneath, this helmet ain't going anywhere.
Love it. But I was sort of getting towards final thoughts specifically for adventurers. So, my thoughts, at least, it's really important for vision that seeing left and right is far more important than seeing up and down.
Go.
So having things like the frogmouth helm doesn't matter so much as long as you're moving your head around. Not being able
I
to
got the
see
most
left and
important
right,
one.
as we can see on this when I talked about peripheral vision, you look down and to the left and down to the right.
I lost
would
my
much
car
rather
off
that than
leaf,
be able to see
dang.
my opponent's feet, because I want to see who's behind me.
I can't use that
And
rack.
interesting, when you're looking at adventuring, a lot of these helmets, especially the later period ones, like the closed helmets,
Yes,
that is designed to counteract medieval weaponry.
yes.
It's kind of the arms race between weapons and armor. As an adventurer, you're not necessarily going to be facing lots of human opponents.
No, you're not.
You're going to be facing a lot of beasts, monsters, and less intelligent ones. Now, if you are going to be fighting bandits and human opponents,
And wind elemental.
wow, pick it up, yeah? Something like a close helmet, yeah, great kit. But if you want a more kind of, multi-purpose helmet that gives perhaps better breathing, better field of vision, surprisingly, I do like this, more fantasy design.
I do as well, though I still have to go back to the old kettle helm. They just have so many pros and cons, and yes, your face isn't protected, but as I said, one quick tilt down, you have a shield in front of your face. So, breathing, vision, it's just, I know it's a level 1 helmet. I just love them.
Well, here's the other thing. There is so much emphasis, especially in role-playing games, put on armor. When this is the wrong way of thinking. The very first bit of armor, anyway, this is true historically, by the way, is the helmet before the chest armor. Your head is the most vulnerable thing, and it's the highest priority to protect. And so historically, when people are going off to battle, the first main bit of armor they'll try and get is a helmet. And they would prefer having a metal helmet and just cloth on them, like a tunic or just basic ammunition.
Exactly.
Because
What
this is
the-
so important.
Because I can cover myself with a shield. I can,
I
learn very
forgot
quickly how to get my hand out of the
I
way with
forgot
sword strikes.
Choo-Choo's
But it's
fucking
really hard to
hit
protect
hard.
this
I keep
all the time.
forgetting.
Like,
Like,
take a look at any
why?
of these
Why
right now.
are
Let's
they
just
so goddamn?
Zoom in on this one. Take a look at any of these helmets, and you can see how often you get hit on the head.
And it's hard to translate how solid real helmets are.
Yes.
This is insane.
Well,
Like,
actually,
Why the
we could put this on
actual
Boromir and
fuck?
give it a proper good shot.
oh yeah, because seriously, this helmet, it's made for love. It wowould dent and cave in. It's so thin and all. This is at least 2 mil thick. This is
16 gauge.
It's like
It's good.
You'd never be able to chop through that thing.
No.
And
so
when you hold it, wow, do you notice the difference?
there is definitely holding one in one hand and one in the other. You do immediately feel like that one's so much heavier. But how about we get one of the helmets? I'll grab my one, so as not to hurt any of the helmets from the Geelong crew, but let's put it on Boromir and give it a couple of shots. Boromir has no chin. So we've managed to, there he is, we've managed to put my helmet on here, but we're going to put a nail back Boromir.
I think we can manage that. We have used this thing. There's so many arrow shots in him. This is a solid helmet.
It is.
Great.
And like I said, this is my actual helmet. This is how much that I trust still being able to go to training next week.
And I have the perfect sword to use against this because there is reality. Helmets are so well built, like real helmets, right? If you try and strike it as hard as you can with a real sword, you can easily chip, dent the sword, or even break it because a sword is thin. It's meant to cut flesh, and armor's meant to. You're not going to get through armor with a sword. It's proper made armor, okay? That's why armor was so
It does look
effective.
like a heavy grade sword.
This thing, right? I keep around for this very purpose. It was donated. This is the other field. It was donated by a friend a long time ago. It's overbuilt. It's got a full metal head. This is metal, and there's things wrong with it. Like it's a full round handle, so there's no way to index the blade with it.
Is that welded to the handle?
I think it's all welded together.
Oh, this is probably going to snap that here. We got safety gear?
We do twice but it's overbuilt, it's rusted, but it's the perfect thing where if it does break, it's here for that, okay? And it's overbuilt because if this is able to damage your helmet, right, then that means I saw that skin out that's made it probably won't do that. But if it can't damage that, then sword is gone.
Now I can tell you it will do damage.
Like
the helmet, it'll scratch it. It'll probably get dented, but it's reaching we're going to need. Yeah, we'll get thrown back a bit. That's about it.
Well, the other good thing about Boromir, he has enough kind of deflection that
it's a bit more realistic.
Exactly, because when you get hit, it's not like it's on a solid thing. It transfers force into the body. Now, it can be good and bad. It can damage the neck, but also it removes a lot of the force as well. And so, because Boromir has that give, it's going to have
Good analogy for it. All right. Well, let me get some safety gear and we'll give this a shot, boss.
Hey!
I was kind of expecting that to happen.
Now, I put a bit of force into that. I know I didn't do a lot of
no wonder.
kinetic linking.
This is a rat tail.
The whole way down. Now, I put a bit of force into it. Admittedly, it wasn't complete kinetic linking, but we can take a look at the helmet. Like, I've dented up my helmet, but it did not penetrate.
Yeah.
In fact, that would throw you back. But it'll be hard to see on the camera, but underneath there, you take a look at where the suspension rig ends, like you feel that, where the suspension rig ends and where that bump starts.
Yeah, like it wouldn't actually have made contact with the skull.
No.
And just so everyone knows, this is called a rat-tailed tang, okay? And the reason why they're bad is what we got to see in that test. It's this rat-tailed tangs are ones that are like this thin all the way through.
Yes, and there's a few different types of rat-tailed tangs, but something like this, where it just, what are the shoulders of the tank? And they're square shoulders too. Nah, I can see why you want to break this. Can we weld this together and have a continuous break piece?
Well, these pieces are pretty good.
Oh, they're alright.
Like, we could.
What's that, a set stopper, Bishop?
Yeah, we could actually reuse these. Hey, Tyrant! Remember how we were needing a Hummel and crossguard for a
chunky, but
I don't
grind them down a little.
For a certain falchion?
If you want, that's fine.
What about that handle?
Well, I'm going to be taking these for a project that I think these will be useful for.
Something else we can break? But I think we've covered a lot of the different helmets. Sorry, Boromir, I think we've covered a lot of the different helmets today, especially for use in adventurers.
Oh, yeah.
For how much you can see, how much you can read, talking through them, as well as hearing through them. So there's a lot of things you don't necessarily think about until you do it for, a little bit.
Absolutely brilliant. I just love it. And Nate was the one who was able to find these helmets, and you've been able to get them from, shout out to the reenactment group,
To Geelong Crusaders, as well as to Rap from Geelong, who ended up lending us their collection for this video. So thank you again,
Thank you guys. And thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. We hope to see you on the next video here on Chativersity. So until that time...
Dang it. The money I was gonna use to get the fairy fountain. Maybe even buy some clothes. Sadly, these pictures don't really match up anymore. Maybe there's already an updated picture list or something. Or maybe the picture list is already there and I'm an idiot.
Yes, take that charcoal. It's 16 degrees.
No. We are playing Custom Track Worldwide every other day until we hit 9999 PR. There are 218 total in CTGP, and the tracks have only gotten more insane over the years. So join me on the adventure full of excitement, rage, and unpredictable moments. Subscribe for a potentially endless Mario Kart experience, and let's hope we don't get lost navigating these tracks. Here we go. Oh no, we're getting glued! Okay. And I got Ollie in the explosion because he did the shortcut. Lap 3, here we go. Welcome back. Hey guys, it's Troy here. And instead of starting you guys in lap 1, we're getting right to the action. Roman just teleported, stole my box. That's not cool.
I need more money.
Okay, I'm gonna get the mushroom. Beautiful.
Forgot
Inside
about
the
that.
Pagana box.
Dang it, I really should have.
No.
Also, where the heck?
No! I'm glued again! This is gonna be insane.
Why do the Guardians not want to
This is
show up?
horrible. Oh my gosh. Give me mushrooms. Thank you, game. Uno! Ouch!
Dang it,
Ghost!
the shaft is important, but like
Ouch. Lost 89.
inventory management is an issue anyway.
It finally happens. It finally happens in episode 5. Welcome back. And hey, I'm gonna win this race. I don't even care. We gotta make up for the last race. And we're in the 8,400 range now. So let's get back on top. Let's get to 9,000 in this room. Let's go on a big win streak. And I gotta remember how to play this track. Okay, can I trick off the first one? Yes, don't trick. Trick. Trick again. Don't trick.
I want to get rid of that stupid ass helmet.
Trick. I'm not gonna make that. Oh, I was doing that too. I remember this track.
Hell yeah. Now we're actually looking like Linko.
Oh, see, this track was only 2 laps. It would be a lot better. Dear Mr. Bean, make mushrooms 2 laps. I know it's not going anywhere.
Dang it, I still
Track
need
is
some
like
money.
infamous. That's the word I would use. Infamous. I mean, I actually know how to play the track alright, so even though I'm not a fan of it, it's not like I'm not a fan of it because of the, just the overall layout of the track. It's more how long the track is, and then just how unfair the giant mushroom section is, especially to the newer players, and just this is horrible. This is a horrible start to the room. I've already got Lucia first times. I'm hoping I'm just getting all the good luck, all the bad luck out of the way.
Yeah!
Not as good. The other racers just got it, and somebody's there fell off the table. It's gone. Twice or something catastrophic. Speaking of Lucia, I see one in the air. This track is so
Game
long.
pretty.
It's 19 seconds. You're halfway through it. It's gonna be such a long time. So, anyway. Wait! What? The Diddy Kong went backwards! Did you guys see that? I swear, the Diddy Kong just went backwards. And now, what is the Diddy doing? The Diddy Kong is not moving. I was just talking about. Why am I getting? I don't even want to go off that ramp because I'm small and I think I would die. I've played mushrooms a lot, guys. I know how this track works. It's not about to fall for that. This track is a obstacle course. It's not a track. And I don't know what happened to the Diddy Kong, but he is not on the screen. Maybe his controller ran out of batteries. Maybe he got parent home. That's what happened. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I just nailed the Mushroom Peaks infamous section 3 times in a row. Please, cherry on top, smash the like button, and the subscribe button, because we are going to this series is being uploaded every single other day as it's in the last 4 episodes, so there's still plenty more custom tracks to play. Plus,
Oh boy.
back where we were, I have 1-1 Mushroom Peaks. I've never lost Mushroom Peaks in this series. Nobody has ever beat me on Mushroom Peaks as long as I'm alive. As we got Yoshi's Peaks Rolling, which I was on Yoshi. Yoshi Race, if I get first place. This room has lower VR, even though the combos suggest otherwise. Actually, maybe some people try, we'll find out. But so far, what I've seen, the VR has been lower than the last room. Which means advantage of that, tracks from VR, at least semi-clear with them, and a lot of VR, a lot of farming today. We'll see. Go. And I think I can go off to the side here. Land over there. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's faster, but it is fun. A little off-road shortcut. I will lay this banana. Well, landing right there, and we are getting out off, so we can't get the trick, but it is okay with me because we got a breakaway. Hang on. Thank you, Wall. Wall saved my life. Okay. I did play this on Toy First Custom Track, so very familiar with it. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. It's really cool track. We'll go this route. This is the Hammer Bros. Shy Guys. On the left. Ooh, I got that tight. And I'm just gonna do the regular route this time. Probably faster just to do this. Yeah. Can we go down the center? What happens? Okay. So I was afraid it was like off the order. The gap. This is a nice change of pace. Did I seriously just get a mushroom at first? We only get plus 37 for first place. And even though everyone has such low VR in this room, it's so nice because it's still 150cc every single race. And I actually remembered to go Yoshi, very proud of myself. You know what? Very happy to see some retros in the mix, and I'm looking at every single player behind me, and it's really funny, despite everyone being 6,000, 5,000, 4,000 guest VR. We are, us and the Bowser Jr. player, the only people not using S tier combos. Which is so funny, because in a room with such low VR, you'd expect massive character vehicle diversity. That's normally what happens. And this room looks like it's a pro room with all of the combos and phases. That is not the case.
Dang it.
I'm never going to even be in second place the rest of the episode. Count on that. If you really want to get on the custom track grind, you want to get playing custom tracks, be sure to check out that CTGP tutorial. Just type in how to get CTGP.
I can only carry one at a time for now anyway.
It's still relevant. It is still the quickest way you can CTGP. It takes like 5 minutes. Literally, did we seriously just run almost 2.5 minutes? Even if there was one bull shell, we probably would not. Okay, like every second. Plus 34. We hit the 86 range. And 50 players. Yes. That lava lake. Wow. Doesn't surprise. I mean, bad. Got good. Definitely inside right now. I'll go for this. Alright, so I lost the lead for a split second, but we got it back. And I will try to do the low trick here. Go off to the side. Oh, yes, got it. Nice. Oh my gosh, what a great lava lake. lap. I mean, the beginning was not great, but afterwards I really brought it together after I was in second. And we should be gone now. We'll get to do that. We already have the trophy. Got the mushroom. Getting some laps in, ladies and gentlemen. Getting some quality laps and feeling overall so much better than I did the first time I did those 99 custom tracks. And it's gonna be
I prefer the old Linkle.
to reflect
Linkle 2.0 though,
just
for the Hylian set.
just because something I
The longer
remember
robe is more
it's 20
faithful, but
episodes.
I don't like
I'm
it
not kidding you
personally.
guys. The episodes were shorter, I think, overall. On average, they were 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Sometimes they hit 30, and sometimes there were sabotages.
It shows
to
way
keep
less
my feelings
chest.
down a bit.
And I don't like
It was
that.
extremely. I'm gonna get ready. Wait. I didn't play Mario Kart with custom tracks at that point from 2015 to 2017, so I was just like so blind on everything. While this time around, I've at least seen every single track once or twice and played them once or twice. So nothing is like completely blind for me, and that gives me like a sense of security. As long as I'm not playing the best players in the world, then we'll do just fine. And I won't
Plus,
get lost.
just
So
the-
we got another W.
the
and
hood
this
really
day
doesn't
of Ws,
suit
we had a rough first
a lot
race,
of
and then
other
we've been just stomping on
clothing.
these
It really
other
only just
wheelers.
suits
9 players next race. We're gonna hit
the
9
entire
points.
the
We got
entire
DS
Hylian
Rainbow Road. I've been
set.
voting this the entire episode. It finally got chosen, and this was my goal. I wanted this one today. So let's
Just
keep the win streak
lame.
going. Defeat the
I
Funky
mean,
Kong
yeah,
and the
it looks
Daisy, and we
good
switched up to Bowser this
ultimately,
time.
but
It was getting too easy for Yoshi. Yoshi, too OP. Gotta win every single character in the books. Fibulicious! Goodbye. Oh, we lost the lead here. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Michael Jordan knows the shortcut. Does he know how to dodge red shells? No, he does not. And I think I got over 30 tricks. That was amazing. This track is a beauty to play, and it's just so smooth. You just glide over the road. You're not bumping and feeling like you have to be really, really precise on when you release your main turbo or anything. The track just works so well.
So,
Yep, I knew
you're
that was gonna happen. I can see the
finally
red.
awake.
But we're still in third. These boost panels are helping a lot. Rainbow Road
It
always
has
has
been quite
a
a
lot of
long
boost panels. Doesn't matter what
time.
Rainbow Road you're playing.
I
That
am
would work,
much
but it didn't.
older now.
We did not get a mushroom, so
You
we're
remember me, don't
actually
you?
feeling some adversity this race, as opposed to every other race where the blue shells have not mattered. Michael Jordan fell off.
Oh.
Confirmed, not the goat. No. Oh, that's gonna get taken. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to remind myself I am playing against 6,000 VR players. I had no business getting my star after losing it to the bullet bill. Like, I had no business. What is going on? Oh, gotta watch out for being put back right now. Oh, I mushroomed right as that happened. That was horrible. Going back, grabbing that. Beautiful. I need a mushroom. That's the biggest mushroom. Did I just hit my own fib? Oh, okay, this is fine, I'm just gonna start drifting immediately. We're in third. We're gonna lose our win streak though. I need to beat this player. Go! The red shell just completely kamikaze off the edge, and I lost to Black Flicks. This is horrible. Lost to 5,600 players, 6,500 of my career is in complete shambles. Never used Bowser Jr. again. I am trying to remember the name. Sea Stadium. Yes, I mean, this is a cool shot, guys. Ah! Yes! Anyway, Sea Stadium has a loop-de-loop, and DS Rainbow Road does not. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Anyway, I'm just wreaking havoc on everybody today. This is great. Got the big roller coaster drop. There's two loops. There's two loops on this track. There's one that goes left, there's one that goes right. Whoever designed this track should design DS Rainbow Road. No, actually, the DS Rainbow Road loop is just too big. That's the problem. And maybe one day they'll find a way to make a smaller loop and we'll have it restored to its former glory. But the thing is that DS Rainbow Road actually plays really good. So I don't really want anything to change about the track. I think that the best thing that they could do for DS Rainbow Road would maybe add like a loop in the scenery, like have a loop around the track to give that sort of, you know, feeling that the loop is still there. Look how amazing, this track is so ahead of its time. I think the only thing it could use is maybe some extra scenery around the sides. It does feel like every corner is very similar, since there's not much detail. Like this track is detail and maybe smooth it out a little bit, but the layout is great and the loops actually work pretty well. I'm really enjoying tricking off these ramps. It's a very fun time. I enjoyed myself when my fingers warmed up. 8606 back to 86. Next goal 87. We're getting there in only 5 players. We're gonna rejoin. Hopefully we don't get back to this room. Brand new room, and we actually have some 8,000 players, 9,000 player. Let's see what this room has for us. We're on Luigi now. Oh no, we got mushroom peaks again, but I mean, it is so fitting. It is so fitting that I picked Luigi Mach-Bike in the first track that gets chosen as mushroom peaks. Mr. Bean, I'm gonna do you proud right now. I'm getting first place on your creation. We're gonna keep the win streak alive. I have never lost a mushroom peaks in this series. Let's keep it alive. Let's go. You guys are gonna witness 6 laps of mushroom peaks today. Oh, I'm dead. Mushrooms. Now I should not push my luck at.
Would the Yiga really harass other travelers?
Not.
When you encounter
By the
them,
magic
they
player, I'm
only
stalking
really
away.
seem hell-bent on killing us.
We're good, we're good, we're good.
Like, what would they
This
gain
next
from
section is extremely important. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really
harassing
know how to do this section.
someone else other than
We'll see
Link?
how it goes.
We don't see them doing hostage situations. Oh, I guess
That
that'd
is
be a
so
bit too
sketch. Where's
intense
this gonna respawn? Probably in the middle. Yep.
for a Nintendo game, huh? Stupid ad. Why do you guys hit so goddamn hard? I need you guys for upgrades and stuff though.
Trick.
Oops.
Trick. No. Where's this gonna respawn? Where's this gonna respawn? Mr. Bean! Mr. Bean, why? Why? I decided to play custom tracks today. I had to play this track twice. I got 32nd. Jeez, okay, I was gonna stop playing, but I think I have to play one more race after that. Maybe Little Castle Grounds, something like that. I don't know exactly remember the name, but this track is simple, it is gonna be fun, and I will definitely have the layout completely down after lap 1. I've played this one quite a few times, it's just been a while. And we got some amazing remix music going on to bring up the vibes after last race, which was just such a bad experience. I thought that was next. I'm gonna go really wide, pass me 2 mushrooms. I'll go really tight now because I don't want to get bulleted. In 5th place box, let's see what we get. 1 red shell. I was gonna do the shortcut. There's a shortcut and everyone's gonna do it. Yeah, okay, at least I did
I
not
wonder
get
what's
started.
really all that entertaining about these. Apart from the few times Tor used here, and the few rare times I actually feel like talking a lot,
Okay.
not much really happens here. And even though Dark Army
Tonight, I feel
Resurrection
like I was
is a
racing
really
with
hard
the
game,
racers last race.
for the most part,
Really
it's
just I was
still its
racing
usual
the track.
serene,
Track
peaceful.
that screwed me over.
Breath of
And
the
that's
Wild,
the
you
annoying
know?
part about mushroom beans. That I don't have any beef with anyone else on the racetrack. No one did anything. It's just the track did it all. That is ridiculous. I don't think we're gonna get first unless the shot happens. I'm in a terrible spot. Everyone's gonna get better. Yep. Alright, you know what? At least other players got shocked after the boxes, but I'm looking and there's Brandon coming up hot right now. I need to get a mushroom to do the shortcut at the end and hopefully cheese in the spot. That's really good. That's so good. Gotta watch out for bombs, gotta play cautious, gotta be clear. Take this inside. because I saw the entire vortex behind me. I really thought it was all over, but I'll take my plus 18 and let's get back to 86 range at least. It has been a rough episode, so let's finish strong. Marble Towers. Very happy to be unlocked by this one. This track's tough, the room's getting better, and I gotta stay really focused on this one. I know this layout pretty well, so let's do.
A mount that's automatic.
Okay, that was insane.
Like the automatic steering is really such an important thing
Live and
as well.
Bananas.
Tower of Fantasy had mounts for sure,
Shortcut. Ouch.
and
Okay, I
Genshin
need to do that
straight
for
up
the next
has
one. 2 more
none.
laps to redeem ourselves.
But like, the automatic steering from the horse is another great reason as to why Zelda's such a nice game to explore around in.
Oh, it's amazing.
And for one,
That
can't
worked
get
out
any
so
more
perfect.
convenient than automatic, but
Now we get
Two,
take me a trick.
the automatic steering just lets you enjoy the ride and see the sights.
Sorry, right drift.
Lets you focus on just viewing the road rather than
Remember all the
following the
technical
road.
strats.
Like you can
Very
look around behind you
That's
to
it.
the side. And who knows,
Pretty
maybe you'll
effective
even come
banana
across
spots.
something you might want to explore and dismount.
I really think I'm set up for a
You know?
potential win right now. This is one of
That
the
doesn't
tracks where
exist
beginning matters a lot because it's more of a front
in
run
Genshin
roll, just
and
like track.
Tower of Fantasy. Again, I really think it's the gacha aspect that's
I
holding
don't
them
have to
back.
worry about getting blue shell. It's a good place to be. We're doing shortcuts over here.
It's a format that sells though.
No. What even was that? How do I get a low trick last lap and that happens this lap? Okay, so this track could use some updates clearly.
So why would they
Jeez.
ever not?
I feel like that's probably a pretty easy fix.
A
to make it
gacha game is the
consistent
most
trick.
profitable
I don't know why it's giving me
genre of
different
game
type
there
trick every
is.
single time. I have no faith in going off that thing anymore. Considering
If
you
you're
can do that,
only interested
that's
in
not fun to know.
maximizing your capital gains,
I much prefer.
you really don't have much of a reason to
I feel like I'm not
make
risk
your
of
game
track for
genre
them.
anything else.
Because now, like, I just want to like
That's the
comfortably
sad
get second
truth of
six
things.
off that. And I'm gonna dive down for a box, and I'm just gonna go for it and hope for the best. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. See, I mean, it saves so much time. You kinda gotta get for it, you know. Oh, low trick. We're actually playing as well as we possibly can right now. And we're connecting the red on Grantham, which is huge. Getting the trick, not getting the item, but that's okay. Can I get second? Oh, the Wario's really up there. I don't know how the Wario got so far up there. Oh, okay, we're good. I don't need to back spam. I'm good. Really had to work hard for that third place. Alright, let's see what VR we are at, because I think this is a good place to end it. Plus 46, we're at 8641. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash like, hit subscribe. 2 days from now, another
Oh, my
Roshi
left and right is acting pretty weird. I just noticed. I'm almost done playing anyway. Maybe I should just use a different version of Better Joy. Maybe that'll fix my problems. Hopefully. Like, this controller works perfectly fine as an X input device. Definitely when used on the Nintendo Switch. Right. I kinda wanna at least buy the helmet. The armor would be great too, but I doubt I'd be able to upgrade them all. Plus, I really just don't have the money anyway. And the helmet is indeed the cheapest. Yeah. Kinda looks weird just having a helmet. But eh. And this is technically way less defensive. Right. Damn torch. Maybe I should just play with the other controller. Better to have a broken right joystick than a broken left. I guess. I don't know. Huh, can I double jump? Oh my. The only other game where Link is right-handed is in Twilight Princess. And even then, that was just because of controller thingies. Oh, he was right-handed in the canonical first ever game he appeared in. Which is Skyward Sword.
Oh, that's it. Oh. Mumu. Humu, humu. Oh, Jackie. Wow. Oh, oh. Oh. Wow. Whoop. Huh? Whoop. Huh? Wow.
I'm gonna get another coffee. Can they spawn from these? I'm pretty sure they can. Oh, I got none. Alright, I'll stop here. The entirety of Linkle's outfit can be dyed though, so that's pretty cool at least, I guess.
Oi.
At least that's what I remember. Ah, sure, I don't have enough money. Showcase it. I'm not gonna save this anyway, let me just...
Hey.
Oh. Ah. Hmm. Ah.
Hey!
Well, that's awkward. That one is also kinda awkward. Oh, is that intentional? Ah, that can't be right. It straight up goes back to the default. For some colors. Oops. Oh, but it does look more slender, or maybe that's just me. Oh, look at that! The hoodie's down. Huh, I guess it's intentional. Weird. Considering there's a down alternative for both. What else can be dyed? Nice. Weird, but cool.